The opening scene in Steven Spielberg's classic war movie, Saving Private Ryan, shows an older man, a veteran of World War II, walking toward a national cemetery. Arriving in front of a simple white cross, with a look of remorse and deep guilt, he falls to his knees. The camera begins a slow zoom into his eyes, and we, the audience, are transported back to the veteran's story 50 years prior. Like that man, I too have carried the burdens of the past for decades, but unlike him, my shame wasn't from actions I took in combat. It was from believing I hadn't suffered, despite seeing the war's worst consequences every day. Bear with me today as I give you a glimpse into my eyes from 55 years previous. I'm glad to be here. My name is Michael Reeder. I'm 79 years old, and based on the experiences I've had in my lifetime, I'm lucky to be here. I have two hats. One was a gift from a Vietnam War veteran. I've never worn that hat because it has the in-country ribbons of having served in Vietnam. I did not serve in Vietnam, thus I do not feel I have a right to wear the hat. But at the same time, I feel I am a veteran of the Vietnam War. The second hat I only purchased a year ago. It subtly says Vietnam Veteran. I wear that hat, and I must say I still feel uncomfortable calling myself a Vietnam veteran while wearing it. For so many years I stayed away from ceremonies like this one and never spoke about my time in service to our country. I told myself I did not belong, that I hadn't earned a place among combat veterans. But the truth is, I stayed away because of shame, confusion, and pain that I did not know how to talk about. Today, standing here among veterans, families, and friends, I realize it's time, after 55 years of silence, to speak, not just for myself, but for the men and women whose stories I carry with me. I served during the Vietnam War, 1967 to 1970, but not in combat. I was stationed at an army hospital in Japan, the kind of place that received the wounded directly from the battlefields of Vietnam, and my hospital received more than 45,000 soldier patients during my 3 years at the hospital, equal to the entire population of Hilo, Hawaii. I worked in burns and orthopedics, and day after day, plane after plane, chopper after chopper, the casualties came in. Young men with injuries that changed them forever. Burns so severe, I could hardly believe a human body could survive them. Limbs lost, faces gone, spirits broken. Many did not survive. I vividly remember the smell of infection and burned flesh, the sound of my patients telling me to just kill them, to end the pain. And I remember the silence that fell over my ward whenever a patient took his last breath. I didn't hold a rifle in combat, but I held the hands of those who did. I saw the war come through our doors every day from every battle in Vietnam, and I did my best to give comfort, to clean wounds, to help them live. Sometimes I succeeded, many times I did not. When I came home, even though I did not know it, I was wounded. I didn't have visible scars, and I did not have a Purple Heart to illustrate my wound, but I carried what I had seen, the faces of men who didn't make it, the cries of those in pain, and the guilt I carried of surviving when so many did not. Year after year, I thought I didn't have the right to call myself a veteran of war. I thought trauma only belonged to those who fought directly in the jungle or the rice paddies. Only a year ago, after decades of insurmountable triggers, memories, and nightmares, did I finally acknowledge the profound truth. PTSD does not care where you stood, only what you saw, what you carried, and what you could not leave behind. And shame, that's a powerful thing. It can silence you for decades. It did me. But I've learned. No, I need to say I'm learning that silence doesn't heal anything. Speaking does. And standing here today, I want to tell any veteran who still feels they do not belong, you do. If you wore the uniform, if you served others, if you came home changed, you belong. For the first time since May of 1970, more than 20,000 days, I realize Veterans Day isn't just about waving a flag or saying thank you for your service. It's about remembering and honoring. And today, I want to honor my only brother who fought his battle long after his Vietnam tour ended. Agent Orange and PTSD took him at age 68, years after the shooting stopped, and you will not find his name on the wall, nor the tens of thousands like him. The war never ended for him, nor them. It just changed its shape. I honor my college gymnastics teammate John, who while asleep was killed in a rocket attack in Vietnam. It seemed one day we were training together, the next day he was gone. His death was one of the moments that made the war real to me. I honor Max Cleland, my patient. From a grenade explosion, Max lost both legs and one arm to forever be in a wheelchair. He learned to live with his injuries and was the Secretary of Veterans Affairs under Jimmy Carter. It was Max that started our much-needed, present-day, much-used vet centers. I honor Rocky Blyer, also my patient, Purple Heart recipient, wounded in the thigh and the lower leg, and told by his doctors that he would never play his beloved football again. Rocky later played for the Pittsburgh Steelers, 1970 until 1980, becoming a recipient of 4 Super Bowl rings with a carry record of 3,865 yards, inducted into the Steeler Hall of Fame, inducted into the International Sports Hall of Fame. And I honor the thousands of young men who came through my ward, the ones whose names I never knew, whose eyes I will never forget, and their faces still visit me in my dreams. I often wonder if one of them is still out there alive, a testament to my efforts, and I hope somehow to meet one of them someday to see that the work we did mattered. So, what does Veterans Day mean to me now, after all these years? It means gratitude, not the kind you say lightly, but the kind you feel deep down. Gratitude for those who served beside us and for those who never came home. Gratitude for the nurses, doctors, medics, and aides who each carry their own kind of battle scars. It means understanding that every veteran has a story and every story is worthy. It means connection. Because when we gather together like this, we remind each other that we are not alone, we are connected. And Veterans Day also means healing. Because each time we speak our truth, we take one more step toward our peace. and I proudly am taking that step today. To the civilians here today, the families, the children, the neighbors, thank you for being here. Your presence matters. Oftentimes, we veterans feel invisible when the uniforms come off. Just your being here today, listening, means the world to us, each and every veteran. And to younger veterans, both male and female, those who served in the Persian Gulf, in Iraq, in Afghanistan, and will serve beyond, your battles may look different, but your need for connection and understanding is the same as mine. Don't carry it alone. Don't be afraid to speak. And to my fellow Vietnam veterans, welcome home. I know you understand what those two words mean to each of us, our generation, whether you were in the jungle, in the air, on a ship, or like me, in a hospital. We all gave something of ourselves. We all came home changed, and today we honor that together. For me, standing here today is a homecoming of sorts. After decades of silence, I'm finally able to stand up and say, I'm proud of my service, not because it was easy or heroic, but because it mattered. I did what I could to bring comfort and dignity to those who suffered, and I know deep down that's what service is about, doing what you can where you are with what you have. So today, I stand not in shame, but in gratitude. Gratitude for the men and women I served, for my brother, for my fallen teammate, and for the chance to finally speak. I now make an effort when I see an indication of a veteran, a license plate, bumper sticker, hat, an amputated leg or arm, to speak with that veteran, to make a connection, to acknowledge their service and sacrifice for our country, while at the same time, inwardly, silently acknowledging my service and sacrifice. May we all find peace in our memories, and may we never stop looking for those who remind us what we did and who we are still matters. On this Veterans Day and every following day, we should all commit to listening. Thank you.